Hi, I'm going to show you how to create an edge card using this deer and little snowflake trail from the Merry Jingle transparent stamp set by Penny Black. So I've already taken my stamp and I've placed it onto a misty stamp positioner. And what I've done is I've also done an actual mask using a post-it note so that I can stamp it in two different colours and get the deer with a brown finish and the snowflakes and the snowflake trail with a blue finish. So to begin, I'm going to remove the deer part of the image, and I'm going to ink this stamp up using Memento Rich Cocoa ink. So I'm not too worried about inking up the snowflake trail, but more importantly, I want to make sure I've inked up all of the deer image. And that now gives me the deer portion stamped and ready to use. So I'm now going to replace my mask, so this time I can stamp my snowflake trail. I'm just going to clean off my area here. And then I'm going to ink this time with the Paris Dusk. So now I have my deer with my snowflake trail. What I'm now going to do is I'm actually going to cut round this. But to give me a guide, I'm going to place my stamp over and use the edge of the cut as a guide. I'm just going to place this back over, and now I'm just going to trace around the edge here. So I've now got a rough guide where I want the edge of my card to be. So now for the next step, I need to cut that out. And then once I get to the edge here, I can just trim off this last little bit. So now I'm ready to colour my deer, so I'm going to use the Chameleon Caramel pen, and I'm going to infuse the pen for around about 5 seconds. And then I'm going to colour in my deer. So now I'm going to use the bark pen just to give him a little bit of colour on his nose. So I'll just do his little jingle bell belt. Okay, so now just to do my snowflakes, I'm just going to use the baby blue . So that is our edge now created. So now that our edge has been finished, we now need to work out a backing. So I've taken the Wintertime designer pad And I've taken this nice striped sheet of patterned paper out, which I'm going to pop behind, but only part way up. So I just want to mark my lowest point here. I'm just going to cut along there so that I don't go too deep, because I want you to still be able to write inside the card. So now that's cut, that's ready to stick into place. And then what I think I'll do, just to make it a little bit more interesting on the inside, before I stamp my sentiment, I'm going to just add a little bit of washi tape. And I can now stamp my sentiment in there when I'm ready. But I wanted to make the outside a little bit more interesting as well. So what I've done is I've taken the remainder of the patterned paper from the wintertime collection, and I've placed it in my stamp positioner, so that I'm just going to get the bottom of my deer. So it doesn't really matter too much, I'm just going to ink up along the bottom here, just to get a guide as to where I'm going to be cutting. And now I'm just going to cut round that. So I've decided I want to jazz up this bottom a little bit more. So I'm going to add some of the snowflakes here randomly. Then I've taken the Jingle All the Way die, and I've cut this out of Canford Ocean Blue card. And I'm going to pop that onto my card. So I've decided to use the Yuletide Wishes transparent stamp set. And there we have our sentiment. So I felt it needed a bit of sparkle, so I've decided to add some Stardust Diamond Stickles. So once the stickles have dried, your card is then complete. Thanks for joining me today. For more inspiration, please visit my blog at candronicocardcraft.blogspot.co.uk.